Hi, good day. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create a bot flow on the SalesPadi platform. So what you want to do is be on your dashboard and then go to your tabs and go to bot replies. And then you'll see list and flows. So let me explain this before we continue so it makes sense. The lists are the things or the bots that trigger the final automation. Now you can have list of bots that basically respond to messages. So one bot that responds to a message. So let's imagine that somebody wants to come to your shop or somebody wants to buy something and they say how much is it. You can have a bot that replies to the pricing. So you detect the information in the message that is sent, and by the information that is detected, a bot is triggered to reply to the person's message. That is where you set this. So let's do a quick one. Now there are three different kinds of bot flows. A simple bot flow is a bot flow without a reply button with no possibility to continue a chat process. A media bot is a bot that has data, or rather that has image, picture, video, or document. And then an advanced bot is a bot that can lead you to trigger a bot flow, right? And let's use the most um, advanced because it gives you a feel of all three. So let's use an advanced interactive bot reply. So let's name this. Let's name this. What do we name it now? Welcome. Let's imagine it is your first bot reply. Welcome. So I can now say welcome to my store. How can I help? How can I help you today? Now this can be any message, right? Now you have options to fill in variables that will be auto-populated from the contacts of the person that will be receiving the messages. The simplest of all is the first name contact. So here I can start by saying hi, and then I add this first name variable. I can just copy that and paste there and put a comma there, and then it will be hi first name. So the first name there will be replaced by the contact's actual first name when you send out or whenever this message is delivered to a contact. Now the header is where you decide what you want to use on it. Would you like it to be a text, an image, a video, or a document? Now you can use any that you please. For the purpose of this demo, let's click on an image, and then we can select and add. And let's imagine we have this image. We add it there. Whatever image you add will upload, and then this is where the automation happens, right? So there are three kinds of automations you can create using this auto reply bot. The first one is a reply button. So a reply button is what you use to tell people or to follow up with a conversation. A reply button is what you use to trigger a flow, an actual flow. So let's imagine you decide that you want to have people to say after you've said welcome, how may I help you today? You can decide that your first button will be um, buy a phone. The next would be buy a laptop. Sorry, laptop. And let's say you want three buttons. And then the third one will be talk to support. Now this is just me making stuff up, right? And there can be a footer. So a footer is optional. A footer is basically down information, maybe things like privacy and policy statements, terms and conditions apply, and all that kind of stuff. Now, when you're done with those three buttons, this is where you determine how that button is true, how this bot is triggered. There are several ways. It can be welcome. So welcome is for anybody who comes to your WhatsApp page for the first time. What on the normal business WhatsApp is called a greetings message or a welcome message. So here it's called welcome. Now, if you decide that this message should be the welcome message, everybody who chats with you for the first time after a 24-hour rolling period will receive this message, right? So remember that with Meta now, on Meta, you or on WhatsApp Meta, you have the opportunity to chat with somebody within a 24-hour period. If the customer doesn't talk to you back within 24 hours of you sending out a message, uh, you will not be able to reach out to the person. Whenever the person reaches back to you again, it will be considered a new conversation. So if you use welcome, all the times after 24 hours that somebody reaches back to you, they would get this message. Now, so it's to be used carefully. The other one is. So is for when a message that is sent is exactly like what you're going to type. Starts with is for when a message that is sent starts with a particular word. Ends with is when it ends with a particular word. Contains whole word is that the message has to meet the criteria of that sentence. Okay, so if the person says talk to support, for instance, and this bot is to answer that, it replies to that person. Contains means in that message you see the bot sees a number of words that match, and for whichever you choose, you would get to put in what you want it to trigger by. And then stop promotional is if you want it to stop, and then many other things. There's start AI bot, the stop AI bot. Now, for the purpose of this message, let's imagine that this is going to be a welcome message. So everybody who comes in for the first time will receive this message. You you allow this on. If you turn it off, this bot will not be active. Turn it on, it will be. Then you have the option to validate the bot reply by sending a test message. Remember, when you set up your account, you needed to set up a test message, a test contact. If you have not done that, you need to do it in your account, set up a test contact. When you click on this, you can submit, and then you would be able to test this message to see how it works.